And the Galio can also help keep this Kalista alive. They're putting all the eggs in the Jew basket. I think, like I said, this game is not good. It's not a game where there's a comeback angle.
This is Yukal moving over. Showmaker as well is able to set up the wall. Let's see whether he does pull the trigger on that one, and there it is. Andal is over, very far away from the rest of his team. Shoved back and destroyed. That's the steal as well. Oh no! A kerfuffle around where the Scuttle Crab is spawning. Now Gio is dead as well. There's no bailout available, and Dplus will grab 2 swift kills and take DRX's lunch money.
The game state is definitely massively Dplus favored.
Oh dear, there's Heartbreaker Flash, cease and desist, and I don't think Gio's getting bailed out of that one.
At least he pressed it this time.
There you go. Tech Minefield going to be enough, and so the Nefiri, now with not a whole lot to do. Lucid spotted here on these grubs, as that's a teleport. Lucid just going to get out of there and say, all right.
Like, I'm going to TP and ult the jungler.
This game is possible.
Plus the Ziggs.
Yes,
Also,
yes, very good, very true.
Very
I always
scary.
look at the top lane for split push potential, but yeah, Ziggs is problematic.
He is kind of a scary pusher. He's not pushing right now, as they did get into the isolated 1v1. Gio is matched farm.
This Drake has spawned. Dplus looking at it. Earth, Wind, and Fire on the table. That would be fun as Lucid Bolt breaks in. Andal's going to get knocked up. Hostile takeover comes on through. Flash out from Smash to try and avoid that. It's a great handshake as Korea wants to find the battle dance, and he will be able to do so. As DRX, this is a Scuttle Crab as Andal is just going to get thrown at Lucid. Showmaker puts the rocks down, throws back the Gargoyle. Mega Inferno Bomb comes in, but that is going to be the dodge on the damage out of Willa. Fantastically done there, and Lucid's going to be taken out. Weaver's Wall comes in. Showmaker, that is aggressive positioning as the seismic shove does go wide. Now he's tanking the dragon, but that large boulder did a whole bunch of work here as Korea goes in, gets the knockups, and now, oh, Smash is bobbing for apples, looking for the angle. There is the taunt, the flash out from Showmaker though, as now Yukal deals with the dragon. Justice Punch comes in. There's a great handshake as Korea not able to finish them off, but these health bars are so low. Bouncing bomb, not enough. And Smash is waddling, trying to get in range. He's not quite able to do so.
I guess it's just a hands game, isn't it, Atlas?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
By Dplus. It's the better group and the better team fight setup here for Dplus, or for DRX, whereas Dplus have to make these desperate calls like Career, trying to look for a re-engager, but Smash can't quite get in.
Need to make sure I'm talking about the correct entrance because there's a heroic one in this game as well. That is not a button that's pressed. The Gargoyle does have that one available. Flash cease and desist. They're just trying to blow up Willa. They do manage to at least get the ulti to land, but there is that heroic entrance that we were talking about, and Korea is going to go down. Gio secures that kill, and they just didn't have enough burst damage to take down the Nefiri.
Yeah, he
in
lives,
good position.
But this is a huge win. Like, now the gold lead is basically gone for Dplus. And they're going to go for a contest here. Last minute, Andal, no ult.
No Mega Inferno Bomb for Smash either. So Lucid's going to make it a 50-50 regardless, as the train's going to come in, but the Scion didn't really want it as, okay, that's just a fadeaway smite here from Lucid, and now they're stuck in the pit. Lucid's going to try and stop them, as now Rich dealing with 3 people, the rest of DRX not quite figuring it out, as Shiu is going to be their target, but he's got a counter-strike, finds a double stun, as Gio almost dies, as he just completed his Trinity Force, and he's going to survive. Now Showmaker gets on in there with the Weavers, while the backup for the Jax has arrived finally, as the quickness from this Rakan gets in. Gio's trying to get bailed out, but that fails, and the interruption on Shelly from Lucid. This is the problem with Dplus. They're capable of this beauty and also all of the other things that happened in this series.
For real, and in this game. Okay, we take it, we unpack it. Are we? Oh, am I back on trusting Dplus now? I'm like not really sure, but
I thought you were gonna say, "Am I live?" And like, yes, Wolf, we can still hear you.
Okay, good, yeah. I was not always worried about that, but it's good to confirm.
I can't actually confirm. I'm not listening to the stream. I can turn it up or something.
Okay, but look, Paul is in fact punished by Dplus.
Yeah, and I want to say sorry to Talia. Maybe just sorry to Showmaker. You can pick whatever you like, man. My personal bias is on champions. The 1-3-1 is upon them, and they cannot even take this dragon.
Yeah, this is by the way only 1 grub on Shu, and Lucid is going to get the dragon, so
you and that's another wave crashes ball lane.
You almost won the team fight. Also, your base is about to be exposed.
Yeah, you almost caught Captain Smash Sparrow.
Yeah.
But it just, it cost you everything. That is going to be Soul Point going over to DK in the interim.
And I suppose maybe we were right to trust.
And he gives them the big old thumbs up and walks away. Coward!
Not a the most inspiring Weaver's Wall, but good enough to make sure no one could follow up on that, which was lackluster.
Oh. Willa bounces over the wall. He's going to be all right.
There's the satchel. Finally, they got it.
Yep.
And in 1 minute and 40 seconds,
we're going to have to cue the music.
Yeah, either Dplus will win the game or something really funny will happen.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Dplus fan.
Or the throw will begin. It's going to be a multi-part process, though, this throw, if it does actually happen. As Rich, oh yeah, there's a sad beat. Quickness comes on through. There is a heroic entrance, and so Rich will buy a bunch of cooldowns.
Decision here, but he is walking up right now. He doesn't have TP. DRX trying to make this, again, a second attempt at Baron turn into a mistake for Dplus. If Dplus misplay this, I suppose there's a potential angle. Maybe.
Yeah. And it also will stop them from doing the Hextech Dragon right now. So that is a good thing. The problem is they're also in a shooting gallery, and there is Smash with these bouncing bombs that are just really, really difficult to avoid when you're in an enclosed space. Now Rich standing in front of him, and he is very tanky on this Scion. As Willa, can he find the angle into the backline? Goes Shiu, looks for it. Quickness is fantastic. Mega Inferno Bomb is largely avoided, but still does a bit of work. As Shiu getting into that backline will proc the bailout, and down goes Shiu, and that means down goes all the damage. Out goes Yukal. He's going to see what he can get done here, but Showmaker is off on the side. The threaded volley. Yeah, the taunt doesn't mean too much as that button was already pressed and the gargoyle will go down. The Baron was actually secured as Lucid just decided to stay in the pit and finish that one off. And now it's a 10,000 gold lead. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, unlosable.
Yeah, I think this was DRX's way of saying, win out, grab Baron, 10,000 gold lead, Hextech Soul.
Is a 10,000 gold lead, Hextech Soul, Baron, and full map control enough for DK to cleanly win?
I don't even think KT could throw this one.
Throw it back.
Yeah, she did. She told me not to grow it first, but then she changed her mind later. I don't think people will like it if I shave my beard, but I don't think I'm going to have to.
Yeah,
the real talk here.
DK are making you look pretty safe right now, as I'm the one that looks silly because Showmaker's about to win with Talia. As there is the flick back on Rich, and yeah, unfortunately that train didn't have any tracks, and well, actually the tracks are there. He's just on the wrong side of them. As the Weaver's Wall came up to make sure that the escape was just not there for the zombie. And the zombie wasn't able to escape anyway. He was always going to die. Now Nexus turret's under fire. This top inhibitor turret is probably going to go down as more of a formality than anything else. Look at this army of siege minions! That's all right, they're looking for Showmaker, and Mega Inferno Bomb goes down. Chiyu doesn't even get bailed out this time. He is just dead in an instant. The hostile takeover is leaving. It's just leaving. DRX, they're going back to the drawing board, and we are heading to Silver Scrapes as Dplus Kia keep the series alive.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.